So a 27-year-old student from UKZN has become a global hero for scamming the pants off of KFC. This is how it worked. He somehow got himself a name tag and an outfit, a uniform or something, and then he would start arriving at the Durban area KFCs, pretending to be in charge of regional quality control.
What is that?
And then he would rush into the kitchen and start, ordering people around, telling them that I've just come from that branch and Mr. Ndlovu says hello and so on, and then insisting on tasting all of the samples. On some occasions, he even arrived in a limousine, which apparently was being supplied to him by his mate, who was a part-time limousine driver. Anyway, after 2 years of eating high on the hog, he apparently came a cropper. People figured out what was going on, and he's been arrested. Now, the only problem with the story is that KFC South Africa are denying the whole thing. They say it's fake news. But let's be serious, guys. If you were KFC South Africa, how would you react to this story?
Deny.
Exactly. Otherwise, all of the other students at UKZN are busy Googling chicken lickin' director, regional quality control, Nando's head office, design, layout, name tag. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so everybody knows the Cathedral of Notre Dame burned down, right? The wooden roof caught fire. If you don't know that, I don't know what kind of a bush you're living under. Anyway, the money is already flowing in for the restoration, renovation of the cathedral. Within hours, some of the richest people in France started giving big cash. I mean, Francois, what's his name again? The guy from Gucci. Pinault. Yes, he donated 100 million euros. Not to be outdone, Bernard Arnault, the chief of LVMH, chipped in 200 million euros. And around about the same time, Françoise Bettencourt, the one whose family started L'Oreal, also wrote a check for another 200 million euros. Nice work if you can get it. In any event, a global prize stroke architectural competition is being cooked up in order to come up with the best, renovation project. I cannot, as it stands, understand why you wouldn't just want to restore it to its current condition, but some pretty wonky, archy ideas are coming forward. Like the one you're seeing on my left shoulder here, where legit someone has proposed that they're going to put a swimming pool on the roof. A swimming pool on the roof. I mean, I don't know whether this is in keeping with the good Lord's plan, but for another thing, everybody knows that it's a terrible, terrible idea to put a swimming pool on the roof unless you want to be seeing the waterproofing man every 3 months. So here's an interesting one. It's about the way the world works and how our lives are increasingly driven by high-tech algorithms from the search engines, etc., etc. So there's a journalist, right? His name is Lorenzo Franceschi Bicchieri. He's working for the US online magazine Vice, right? So he writes an article.
No.
What do you mean no?
Vice.
That's the name of the site. So he's working on an article which is about Facebook and how the Facebook system, which does two-factor authentication to verify that it's you, involves you giving them their phone number, your phone number, and then if you're doing something secure on Facebook, it allows you to get a SMS or a call back or something. Anyway, this particular article then has the words in its headline, Facebook's number policy could push users to not trust two-factor authentication or some such. Anyway, what happens then is the article itself gets a fair readership for a technical subject of that nature. The problem is that Google's search algorithm picks up the two words that come first in the headline, which are Facebook and telephone number. So I think you know what's going to happen next. Basically, when people on Google start typing in Facebook telephone number because they want to phone Facebook, which for the record is not possible. They don't have a phone number, and they encourage users who are experiencing serious problems to go to a portal, a help portal. But what starts happening is this poor dude, Franceschi Bicchieri rather, or Lorenzo shall we call him, starts receiving calls every 5 minutes from people who are having Facebook support problems. Someone's got a problem because Gran can't work out how to use the Facebook photo setting. So they say to Gran, listen, Gran, just Google Facebook's telephone number and phone them because I'm tired of being your personal IT support line. Anyway, the dude got totally burned, had to cancel the number and threw in the towel after a couple of days. In other good international news, Omar al-Bashir has been deposed. He is one of the worst humans on the planet, the former dictator military ruler of Sudan. Remember, he is an ICC war criminal, thanks to having led various missions and murdered lots of people in the Darfur. He was the head of state in Sudan from like 1989, I think, until 2019, because, of course, he got deposed in the same way that he came to power, and that is through a bloody military coup. In any event, the reason I'm telling you all of this... Oh, and another thing, he was the guy who came to South Africa for some kind of head of state African Union thing, and a judge tried to have him arrested at Waterkloof Air Base, and Jacob Zuma and his diplomatic team quickly hustled him out of the country before the court order could be implemented. In any event, the reason I tell you this whole backstory is to share with you an image that I saw on the web this week, which I absolutely love. It is from 2009, and it shows Omar al-Bashir arriving at some kind of political rally event on the back of a Toyota Land Cruiser, which apparently Toyota don't like to have circulated because, it puts them in a bad light, being pictured in such a sort of heroic image. It looks like Napoleon arriving on a white horse, for God's sakes, after one of his successful campaigns. But I don't think Toyota should rue this whole thing as a blunder whatsoever. For me, it is an incredible marketing image because, in Africa, power sells, power corrupts perhaps, but power sure sells. I mean, that looks like the vehicle of choice of strong men from one end of the continent to another. Incredible.